if you are somebody whose heart kind of drops into your stomach whenever you get asked, so have I seen you in anything? Or tell me about your acting career. How's your acting career going? Then you're going to love this episode because I've got a lot of tips on how to deal with it, especially now that the holidays are coming up and Uncle Joe and Aunt Pearl are going to be asking you those questions. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Because honestly, it is so important to be coming from a place of confidence and relaxation when you are talking about your career, because that will inspire confidence in other people in your ability to achieve what you want to achieve. So when talking about your career, just keep it simple, keep it real, and keep it passion driven. Something that can really help you here is understanding what your why is. Why are you an actor? Why are you a creative human being? What is it about this that lights you up? Because that's a way to subtly steer the conversation in another direction. Not that you should be ashamed of whatever projects that you're working on, but I think a lot of times the problem is that a lot of people outside of the industry don't understand that you are having wins along the way because they're only counting your wins as roles being booked in shows and films that they know. So if you can identify with this, let me know in the comments, because this is something that comes up a lot in my life. As soon as I say I'm an actor, people immediately will ask, oh, well, what have I seen you in? And well, yes, I have done some relatively big things. I'm actually on Netflix right now in the Hallmark Christmas movie, A Heidelberg Holiday. I did Guns Akimbo. In Germany, I've been on Tatort. So just lots of different things. But I mean, that almost can feel, to me, it almost feels defensive. Like, it's like, and if you didn't happen to catch me in Guns Akimbo, or you didn't happen to catch me in the Hallmark movie, then people just get this disappointed look on their face and like, oh, okay, well, I guess I don't know who you are. And what they don't realize is, and not that you need to educate them on this, but what they don't realize is there are tons of working actors out there who are making a living as an actor from multi streams of income. So I do voiceover, I do presenting, I am an actor, I do commercials, I am an actor's coach. So I have multi streams of income using my skills as an actor. And I live a nice life with that. So there are lots of different ways to become an actor, but I think the problem is that in most of our extended family and friends' minds, they think the idea of being an actor is all about being famous. And that's really not what it's about. And so you could gently just say that, I don't know who a few of your favorite character actors are, but I'm sure that you have some, and you could just bring up one or two, so-and-so who's in X, Y, and Z. You probably didn't know their name, but you've seen them 1,000 times. Well, that's the kind of career that I'm trying to shape for myself because that's sustainable. So that's one answer that you could say. Another thing you could talk about are your wins. Have you recently worked on a short film? Have you recently auditioned for something? Did you recently get a call back? So sometimes people are curious, right? Because acting seems like such a glamorous, fun job. So people are curious about it. So sometimes what they're really asking is, tell me more about this. I want to understand it. So that's your kind of invitation to let them know what it's actually like to be an actor. So if you had a recent experience on set, if you were able to have your own trailer for the first time, you could talk about those kind of experiences with family and friends as well. So that's kind of letting them into what they want to know without having to feel like you are not living up to whatever their ideal of that is. The other thing you want to make sure and stay away from is you don't want to get into like jargon heavy conversations, right? You don't want to go into your method. Yes, I really am into Meisner, or I really love the Laban technique. Nobody cares, right? So Don't talk about things like that unless it's something that you can bring someone into. And generally, frankly, it's not. What we do for non-actors in acting workshops to get into character for anybody that's not an actor is weird. I can tell you that. My husband is not an actor, and he totally thinks that all the things that I do to prepare to get into character when I'm in a workshop, when I've told him about it, even just like basic stuff, like looking into someone's eyes, he just thinks it's weird. Why would I do that? Why would I even want to do that? So he doesn't get it, and most people don't. And that's okay. Thank goodness not everybody gets it and wants to be an actor, right? So here's something else to keep in mind. You need to shift your mindset as well. And stop trying to please everyone. Stop trying to get that external validation. If you have chosen this path for yourself, that is good enough. They don't have to approve, and frankly, they don't have to understand it either. If you would like to help them to understand, that's something. But if you have people in your life who are negative about your career, you need to draw boundaries around that and just say, I love you, Uncle Joe, but let's not talk about my acting career. That topic is off bounds. Your acting career is yours and yours alone, so you can keep it to yourself. And another thing that you can do to let people into your journey without bragging or without feeling like you're bragging is tell them about your plans. So I'm going to be taking a workshop next month, and that's going to help me to understand my branding better. I am working with a coach right now for a marketing strategy that I'm super excited to be diving into in 2025. I just signed up to take 8 weeks of self-tape workshops with this one coach, and I'm super excited about that because it's going to totally up my self-taping game. So you can also talk about future goals that you have when they're realistic, right? When they are concrete. What turns people off, I think, is when you start talking about your goals in terms of your wishes. So if you're just saying, I plan to be the next biggest star in the world, I'll be bigger than George Clooney or Denzel Washington, whoever your person is. It doesn't really matter, but that becomes very abstract for people and they can't identify with it, which is putting up a wall, and you don't want to do that. So what can you do? Basically, you can celebrate your wins, look back on all the things that you've achieved, and think how far you've come. And you can even include that in conversations. Wow, when I think back to when I wanted to be an actor, and now I've already had a part in a feature film or on a TV series, or I was an extra in this, or whatever it is that you have done that you view as an accomplishment, let people into that journey, because that shows them that you've gone from point A to point M, right? And that you are on your way to point Z. Clearly communicate your boundaries if you feel like people are being negative and bringing you down. If you leave a conversation with one of your relatives or friends feeling drained or like a black cloud is over your head, then that person is not the right person that you should be talking about your career with. So draw some concrete boundaries there. And talk about your future plans in terms of your concrete goals that you set for yourself and how you plan on achieving them. This will make it seem much more achievable to the people who have a hard time understanding how this whole acting thing works. So I hope that helped you. I hope that's going to make Thanksgiving and the holidays, I hope that makes it a lot easier for you. Let me know in the comments which one of these tips you would like to implement first, or which holiday you are most dreading. Either way is fine. And if you found this episode helpful, make sure to share it with another actor because it really does help spread the word. And until next time, you stay your bold and beautiful self, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.